Hello everyone, a significant controversy is unfolding at DAYSTAR television network, particularly affecting a young child at the centre of serious allegations involving a family member named Pete, who works at the network. In a recent live interview, former police officer and retired Army Lieutenant Shane provided valuable insights into the situation, drawing from his experience in high-pressure investigations and understanding of trauma, especially in children. His perspective may offer guidance to Jonathan and Susie Lamb, the parents of baby Lamb, as they navigate the emotional and legal complexities surrounding these distressing claims. Shane's involvement in baby Lamb's case, which began when she was just 5 years old, is crucial as he aims to provide thoughtful advice and actionable guidance rather than create drama. He stresses the importance of seeking truth and justice while ensuring baby Lamb's protection and support. Shane highlights the sensitivity required in investigations involving children, noting that trauma can lead to repressed memories, making it difficult for them to articulate their experiences. He suggests a careful approach to help baby Lamb navigate her situation, emphasizing the need for understanding and patience in the process. Shane emphasized the significance of subtle behavioral reactions in children, which can serve as crucial evidence in legal cases, especially when the child is unable to communicate their experiences. His heartfelt approach highlighted his genuine concern for the well-being of baby Lamb and the challenges she would face in the future. Shane pointed out that achieving justice involves more than just punishment. It encompasses uncovering the truth, safeguarding children, and ensuring accountability for those who exploit their positions of trust. He also noted the unfortunate reality that many such cases remain overlooked for extended periods, underscoring the need for vigilance and compassion in advocacy. Shane emphasizes the need for individuals to confront injustices, particularly when institutions like churches or media organizations attempt to suppress the truth through influence and fear. He highlights that the truth ultimately prevails, especially when courageous individuals refuse to remain silent. Citing Proverbs 31:8, he stresses the importance of advocating for those who cannot advocate for themselves, asserting that being a Christian involves confronting evil rather than ignoring it. Looking ahead, Shane provides Jonathan and Susie with a roadmap for navigating their situation, encouraging them to focus on documentation, legal cooperation, and emotional support to ensure they do not fall apart under pressure. Law enforcement is focused on ensuring the safety and emotional well-being of a child who has experienced trauma, as seen in the case of Jonathan and Susie's daughter. In 2021, she bravely came forward with serious allegations against a man who was taller than her father, providing her mother with a vivid description of the incident. To protect her from further distress, police are considering methods such as a lineup where she can identify the suspect without being in the same room. The priority remains to make the child feel safe, protected, and heard throughout the investigation, which is both sensitive and serious given the nature of her claims. Jonathan and Susie gradually pieced together troubling evidence that pointed to Pete, a close relative and employee at their daughter's daycare, as the individual responsible for their daughter's distress. Their daughter exhibited extreme fear in Pete's presence, displaying behaviors such as trembling and hiding, which indicated a serious issue. While Jonathan and Susie were convinced of Pete's involvement in their daughter's trauma, they faced the daunting challenge of proving it within the legal system. Jonathan and Susie's daughter has faced multiple traumatic experiences that have severely affected her ability to speak. After a conversation with her grandmother, Joni Lamb, the girl became even more withdrawn and stopped discussing the incident altogether, highlighting the emotional pressure she feels from the adults around her. This situation illustrates how a child's fear of not being believed can lead to silence. An ex-police officer suggested using a photo lineup as a way for the child to express herself without the stress of verbal recounting, recognizing the fragility of her emotional state. Unfortunately, this is just one aspect of the challenges she faces regarding Pete's inappropriate behavior towards a child, with multiple witnesses, including Rebecca and JW, expressing concerns about his excessive hugging and uncomfortable kissing. These actions were not isolated incidents but rather repeated behaviors that alarmed the child's parents, Jonathan and Susie. The situation escalated when Jonathan discovered Pete alone with his daughter, confirming his fears and prompting him and Susie to seek immediate action by informing Joni and Marcus Lamb. However, instead of receiving the necessary support and a prompt decision to involve the police, they faced resistance, which added to the emotional turmoil of the parents. In the midst of a complex and painful situation involving law enforcement's ongoing investigation, Jonathan and Susie continue to advocate for their daughter, drawing public attention to the need for truth and justice. The narrative emphasizes the innocence and bravery of a young girl who is suffering and highlights the importance of protecting her rights and well-being. It calls for a collective reflection on how society treats victims, supports families, and ensures accountability, regardless of an individual's status or connections. Ultimately, the message underscores the necessity of standing up for what is right, especially when the victim is too young to defend herself. Jonathan and Susie faced a heartbreaking betrayal from Joni Lamb, someone they trusted, after a troubling incident involving their daughter. As protective parents, they sought answers and justice, even considering involving the police. However, Joni's reaction was unexpected. Instead of supporting their decision, she advised Susie against contacting the authorities. This response was particularly alarming, as it prioritized Joni's wishes over the safety and emotional well-being of the child. Rather than standing by Jonathan and Susie, Joni attempted to redirect the situation by wanting to speak to the young girl alone, raising concerns about her intentions. The family was referred to a forensic counselor in North Carolina to evaluate a troubling situation, but the investigation was fundamentally flawed. The counselor was not permitted to speak directly with the accused, Pete, which raised significant concerns about the thoroughness of the inquiry. Reports indicated that the investigation lacked depth and failed to uncover essential details, ultimately leading to a misleading conclusion. Despite the inadequate investigation, Marcus Lamb, Joni's husband, falsely informed Jonathan and Susie that Pete had been cleared, which Jonathan perceives as a deliberate attempt to dismiss the issue and avoid accountability. Jonathan and Susie took proactive steps by contacting the police to reopen a case related to childhood assault, prompting law enforcement in Texas to reassess the situation. Recent updates to Texas laws have extended the statute of limitations for crimes against children, allowing survivors up to 20 years after turning 18 to file charges. This change provides a significant opportunity for individuals who may have previously felt unable to speak out, ensuring that Jonathan and Susie's daughter can still seek justice in the future. Meanwhile, the Christian TV network DAYSTAR, established by Marcus and Joni Lamb, has made a statement regarding the situation. DAYSTAR, once a respected religious network, is now embroiled in a serious controversy that is damaging its reputation and raising questions about trust in its leadership. Meanwhile, the Lamb family is experiencing significant internal conflict, with some members supporting Pete while others seek justice for a young girl whose suffering has been overlooked. The situation is emotionally charged, marked by feelings of betrayal and fear, as an ongoing police investigation aims to uncover the truth. As the narrative develops, it becomes evident that the child's voice, previously silenced, is now being amplified by her parents' efforts to ensure her story is heard. The implications of this unfolding drama could have far-reaching consequences for both Dyer and the Lamb family. As the investigation unfolds, there is hope that more information will emerge and individuals may come forward, leading to justice being served. Central to this situation is Jonathan and Suze's daughter, a young girl who has endured unimaginable challenges. She deserves compassion, truth, and peace. The case will be monitored closely for updates that may clarify the events and identify those responsible. It is essential to keep her in our thoughts and remain focused on the truth, as the outcome will impact not only her family, but also all survivors seeking recognition and justice. Thanks for watching.